Everyone, it's Kelly from the Tutor Hustle for Teachers YouTube channel, and I'm very excited about the guest I have today to share some amazing tips with you. It is Rochelle Tyler, and Rochelle is, in my opinion, like a true teacher tutor superhero because she is teaching full time, which is incredible. And she is also building, like rapidly building her tutoring business, which is growing pretty fast. So, welcome to the channel, Rochelle. It's so nice to see you again.
Hi, thanks for having me. Nice to see you too, Kelly.
Well, thanks for so much for taking the time to speak to us because a lot of people ask about, and I was telling Rochelle before we started to record that a lot of people ask in our group about how they can manage their time. That's one of the top things when people enter the group and they answer the membership questions is they ask about how can they manage their time between teaching full time and tutoring. And to be honest with you, I don't know. Time management is not my forte. But here's Rochelle. She is doing it all. She's teaching full time. She's tutoring like lots of like not tons. I mean, I guess tons of hours a week or like enough hours a week. And she's a family and she can still like take care of her family and take care of her house. So, Rochelle, what are your top give us your top 3 tips for how you manage all of this?
The first one is communication. I definitely had to communicate to my family. Okay, look, we're gonna have to do crock pot meals. Like we're gonna have to um put some people are gonna have to like do different things in the house. When I get home, if you need me to help you with your homework, let me know. And then basically letting them know this is my time frame that I'm going to be tutoring. This is the time frame that we can go do X, Y, and Z. I have a calendar. I have to have my planner. My planner has everything in it from when I start tutoring, when I have to pick up my kids, um, if I'm going to cook that day, what does that look like? And when I end tutoring and planning. Like everything is in there hour by hour. Um, and just sometimes do they miss or do I forgot about that 30 minutes here. Yes. And I just kind of give myself grace and like, okay, well, I'll do it better tomorrow. um, and I'm realistic. Like I don't wanna I'm not gonna take on 30 40 students when I know that I only have this allotted time. And I think as teachers, we're like, oh, I want to help, because we have that heart and that passion to help students. But I know for me, I can only have 2 or 3 students a day. I know that the morning of every other Saturday morning, me and my daughter go get our hair done. Like I know I can't squeeze somebody in there on those days. I know that my son is in art on Wednesdays, and that day I can't do a lot that day. And even though I really, really want to help everybody, I know that not only do I have to set boundaries with my tutoring, I have to set boundaries with my job. I have to set boundaries with my family. Like this is your time. This is that my tutoring time. This is when I'm at work. And then I have to take time out for me, if that's just watching Netflix for a couple of hours or um, going on a walk while I'm reading reveal math information. But it's just like I had to find some kind of balance because this is what I love to do. But I know that I can't take on everything. So I just make sure that I have just enough on my plate. And if it gets too full, I would have to let someone know, okay, well, I can't do this today, or learning how to say no professionally. So those are my 3 tips for time management and finding that balance in all of the craziness that I'm doing right now.
Those are really great tips. I love that. So the CCR, communication, calendar, be realistic. There you
Yes.
go. And then I love what you said. And the bonus is boundaries. I love what you said about boundaries and how you have to put boundaries on your time. And I've found that I do that too. Like with I know for myself, even though this is like what I do now, and I have left teaching, I find that 10 hours a week is my max. And I know a lot of tutors are tutoring like 20, 30 hours a week, but I'm like, I can't give 1,000% if I take on any more than that. So I have to figure
Mm.
out a way to scale based on that, what I can do. So I love that you have put in that you're setting boundaries. I think that's really important for teachers in general in the classroom, because our boundaries get trampled on all the time. And
Yes.
then when you go into your own business, like how you've done and how I've done, I found that when I first went into tutoring, I was like, I didn't know how to set boundaries, and so
Mm-mm.
they were still getting trampled on, right? That's a skill that we have to learn as teachers and tutors for sure. And I'm glad you mentioned that. That's really important. Thanks,
Yes.
Rochelle. Those are really, really good tips. I think they're going to help a lot of people. And I wanted to mention that Rochelle is the winner of Joanne Kaminsky's Tutorpreneur Award. So that means that you took the Jumpstart course with Joanne Kaminsky, right?
Yes.
And you were actually like the top student, which is pretty amazing, while you were teaching full time.
Yes.
Wow, which is amazing. And I know that when people take Jumpstart, they tend to get a lot of students pretty fast. That's what I've heard from people that have taken the course. So I imagine your business just started to like
It
explode.
it was crazy. It really was. Jumpstart, and also I have to give kudos to you as well, because you had a Facebook ad group, um a Facebook groups
Connection
training.
creator course. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
and I use that as well, because
Oh, good.
that's where I was able to get a lot of my clients through the Facebook groups, doing it the way that you were saying, to be, or just being helpful in the group, not just salesy, salesy, salesy. So that was pretty cool. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Thanks for the shout out, Rochelle. And you're right. That's like the key to Facebook groups, is to be a part of the community. Don't be salesy, and yeah, just be yourself. Just be helpful. But I'm
Mhm.
glad that worked for you. That's awesome. That's really good. And you have 14 students now, right? 14
Yes,
1-to-1. Are they by the hour or half an hour or 45 minutes? How do you do it?
1 hour. They're by the hour. I have a couple of students that are an hour and a half.
Oh,
Um, yeah.
so you're over 14 hours a week of tutoring. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, that's this woman, this woman is a true hero. And here I am. I'm like, I can only do 10 hours.
No, but I'm like, I need to take my own advice on a lot. Wait, but like you just said, like everybody's stopping point is different. Like mine is I can I can't take any more. Like, to me, I'm booked. Like, but
Yeah.
someone else might say, "Oh, well, I can have 20 students." For me, I'm like, I'm right here. I'm like, no, I can't take anyone else. And I've had a couple of people reach out, and I'm like, no, I can't. I can put you on a waiting list, but
Yeah.
I know I want to, like you said, I want to give 1,000%, and I know I won't be able to. And it's hard to say no because I want to help, but
Mhm.
as no, I can't do it. It's okay. Like, I have to set that boundary. But for me, yeah, this 14 is good, and moving them around, making sure everybody is where they need to be on my schedule, and then looking at my kids' schedule, and it's crazy, but I love it, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't change anything at this time.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I love tutoring too.
Hello.
So I know.
If
I know.
you are
It's
a
like,
reader in
if
the
you
website,
even if you have
click
to
to make
teach.
your way
Oh,
down
yeah. Are
to
you at
the
school?
creative. If you are a reader,
Hold on.
Yeah, I know. I remember that too. I remember being at school. And I'd be teaching my online students, and there'd be the announcement, so and so, please
And I thought, I'm like, are these things on? I'm still trying to
come.
figure out how to put that thing on Zoom to cancel out. And I'm like, can I?
Oh,
I
you
can't.
can't. You can't. If you're at
Uh,
school, you're gonna get announcements. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just one of those things, right? Don't worry.
yes,
Don't worry about it. So you have 14 students. So you're planning to scale. We were talking about this before, like
yes,
how can you, because you can't do any more hours than that, right? I'm at my
no,
10. I can't do any more hours than that. So so I know for myself the only way and the easiest way to scale and the only way I can really picture it right now is group tutoring, right?
yes,
And you've done groups in the past, right?
yes, I have. I have done
Yeah.
groups in the past, and I like the groups. Even in, having small groups in the classroom, I see the benefit of it. Um, and I definitely want to scale down the groups. And again, you have the perfect group, um, tutoring in groups and structuring it. And I have to relook at my training from you as well, because the way you set your groups was really cool, and the breakdown of it, I like that.
Thanks, Rochelle. Yeah, Rochelle's you're a group tutoring boot camper. Yeah, for
Yes,
sure. And I remember you were telling me when you first started, you were doing multiplication boot camps a while back, right? Which is
yes,
like that's the ultimate like that's a great place to start with group tutoring, I find.
hmm,
I've done it too. It's like even though I'm a reading tutor, but it doesn't matter. Multiplication boot camp is like the best group because it's just one skill, everyone's learning the same thing, everyone can go at the same pace. It's so good. But there's so many ways you can do groups, so that's
oh
good.
yeah,
That's exciting. I can't wait to hear what your next groups are going to be. That's going to be really exciting.
yeah. I'm trying to. That's my next step. Is trying to figure out when to include groups. Because I don't want to take my Saturday morning away. I'm looking at my calendar right now.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to um maybe start it in the summer. So then that way that'll
Yeah.
give me time to plan. Um, and then later on, I think I mean, it's so many people in our community of tutors that are so helpful. Like you can get all kind of information from so many people, and everybody's so um knowledgeable, and it's easy. Everybody wants to share, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure if I put the question in, like, what should I start? But I think for me, with the way I'm pacing myself, I think I'll start groups in the summer because I like to do the research, and I have a lot going on. So
Yeah.
I
That's
think
good.
summer will be my goal.
That makes a lot of sense. I think that's really good because it does take preparation to plan for a group and get all the students in and all that stuff and grow it and all that. So that's really good. And then one last question for you, Rochelle. Do you think you will ever fully leave teaching to become a full-time tutor?
I would love to. I really would. But I'm one of those teachers whose husband is already a self-employed person,
Yeah.
and he's already self-employed. So insurance is a big deal. My kids are still 10 and 14. I don't know if someone wants braces for some odd reason. So it just depends on what happens. I feel like the way things are going, I could eventually just focus on tutoring and writing curriculum, and then maybe having to pay for health insurance. I don't know how that looks, but that's something I would definitely research. But if push come to shove, like I would love to do tutoring full time. I love it. I love it. And it's so helpful to so many people, especially now after the pandemic and all that. Having that expert to really help your student is helpful. But as of right now, no, no, I like my crazy schedule. But if it's destined to be, then I guess it'll all come together and work its way out. But that would be my ultimate goal, is to leave and just do tutoring full time.
Good. I think you're wise to start building your business now while you're in the classroom still and get that foundation. And I think you're very brave too to take on like all those 14 students while you're still teaching full time, but to know this is what you want to do and it's your dream and just go for it. I think that's really awesome because I know for me, I was terrified to even start tutoring one student for the longest time while I was in the classroom because I was like, so afraid of expending that much more energy on it when you have to give so much energy to teaching. But I think that you've done a really like brave and wise thing to balance your energy and your time and realize that this is your dream and just go for it. Even if you can't leave the classroom right now, just that's okay. It doesn't stop you, right? You can still go
Right.
for it and you can still
Thank
start building
you.
your business. That's awesome.
You definitely can. I just remember I tell this story all the time because I was the one that always wanted to do everything. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna bake today. I'm gonna be a yoga instructor tomorrow. I'm going, oh my goodness, what else do I have? Credit repair, all kind of things. And one day my friend, she called me and she said, Tyler, that's my last name, of course. She's like, Tyler, what don't think, what is it that you love to do? And before I knew it, I just said tutoring. And she goes, really? I said, yeah. Ah, duh. I've been tutoring since I was in middle school. Like I'm that gave me joy, tutoring. And so I said, okay, I know looking at I mean, it's hard looking at everybody else's just okay, they have 10, 12 students, boom, just like that. But you have to go at your own pace and just like I'm one that I'm rooting everybody on, like, oh, good, good,
Aw.
good, like, but it gives me joy, it motivates me, but I still know I have to go at my own pace. Like I know someone was like, well, are you going to go get an office or are you going to get contracts with different schools? And I'm like, no, not that's not what I want to do yet. Let me I'm doing my own. This is the pace I have to go at. Or are you going to go get your LLC? Or are you going to go do that? No. I'm going to stay right here. And I think that's what's been helping me build and just taking all the information in and then stepping back because sometimes even getting all the information from all your mentors and all these classes, sometimes you have to just step back from everyone and be like, okay, what am I going to do with all this stuff and what's my plan and what's my passion again. So once I was able to kind of wrap my head around all the information y'all gave me, I was like, okay, now how am I going to put my Rochelle spin on it? And then once I was able to do that and it felt authentic, like I wasn't reading a script, then that's when people start coming and I'm like, okay, wait, I need a contract. And and now I'm looking at different curriculums and digital subscriptions to add to my tutoring business, and I'm happy because I'm going at my own pace. I'm not looking at everyone else, but I'm looking at, okay, this is the pace I have to go so I won't get burnt out or I won't give up. So I think that's the only nugget that I'll give everybody. Like just go at your own pace. Even if you are teaching in the classroom and you only take two students, those are your two students, like that. And then if you decide in 6 months or a month or whenever, a week, okay, I'm going to add two more. How does that look? Oh, no, I can only take three. But you're going at your own pace. And then you're building your business the way you want to build it, and you're nurturing your business and you're making sure that you're finding your balance.
It's really good advice. That's really brilliant advice. And I love that. Go at your own pace because we don't hear that a lot of times. That's when we're looking on Facebook at the ads that come up or whatever that are directed towards teachers that want to leave the classroom or want to go into tutoring or whatever. We don't get that. It's always like almost like really competitive, like I have this many students and take this course and you can get that many students. And but I totally agree with you. That's been key for me too. Go
Yeah.
at your own pace because we're not all like, well, and you have a lot of stuff that you're doing. Like you have a lot of stuff on your plate, right? And we're not
Hmm.
all like the super type A high achievers. Like we have to just like know yourself, right? It doesn't, but that shouldn't stop you from doing anything. You can still take action, but you have to do
Oh
it in your own
yeah.
way. Yeah.
And even with like I think last week I took off from work, but I wasn't going to take off from tutoring. And everybody's like, "Well, do you need that day? Just take the whole day." And I was like, "Really? You know what? I do need this day." So I took off the whole day and it felt so good. I was like, "Oh, okay. Now I know I need to take those days off. When I take off from work, I might have to take the whole day off from tutoring as well. Or if I take a day off from tutoring and I don't want to go to work that day, or I just might need that whole day, or maybe I just need that half day where I'm working and then I'll take off from tutoring that day or vice versa. It's just, I mean, you have to feel yourself out and see what you need. Your body will tell you exactly what you need. It definitely
Absolutely.
does.
Oh yeah, that is so true. That's so true. That's really good advice, Rochelle. Thank you for taking the time out of your extremely busy schedule to share these tips with us that are so valuable to everyone. Thank you so much.
Oh,
And if
you're
you like
welcome.
this, thank you for being here. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tutoring tips. And thank you for joining us today. Bye, everyone.
Bye.